Coming up,
one of the main reasons people don't have sex today is because of stress.
A SoFlo-based startup has created a drink to improve your sexual health. We'll learn more about them at this Miami Beach Wellness Retreat. Plus, how proper legal, financial, and medical counsel keeps you healthier. We even discover how an old anesthetic is being used for its new purpose of treating depression. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and today I'm spending the day at the Standard Spa Miami Beach for a little staycation action. People in the hospitality world would call this high season, especially here in South Florida, because all of the northerners are coming to enjoy our beautiful weather because it's pretty much frigid everywhere else. But I'm a little different than those people. I'm actually from South Florida, born and raised, and I like it here. And if you're anything like me, the whole reason you live here is because it is beautiful weather year-round, and it's pretty much never cold. So if you want to go up north and snowboard, ski, or do whatever you do in the snow, feel free. But if you're like me, you want to enjoy this weather down here in South Florida wherever you can. And there's plenty of places to choose from between Miami and Fort Lauderdale, but today we've chosen the Standard Spa Miami Beach. Let's go talk to Kevin to find out why. This is Kevin of the Standard Spa Miami Beach. Kevin, thanks for spending some time with us.
Of course, my pleasure.
Well, first of all, tell me about the Standard.
So we consider ourselves a little different than your typical hotel. We're a boutique lifestyle group. We're the only one in Florida for the Standards. We have some other ones in New York, London, Maldives, some in Asia opening this year as well. But we like to set ourselves apart from, especially Miami Beach. We focus on wellness, relaxation, and just to be an escape from really the hustle and bustle of everywhere else.
Yeah, and we're talking about staycations today because I'm the kind of guy that likes to stay around here. The weather's beautiful, especially this time of year. What sort of things do you have for staycationers?
For staycationers, you come here, you use all the indoor and outdoor amenities. We have a hydrotherapy playground. We're known for our spa, which is incredible. There's nothing else like it in Miami Beach. And then also our pool area. So if you're looking to relax, chill, unwind, and sort of lose track of time, we're definitely the place for that.
That's great. That's certainly a unique experience for staycationing versus just being like, oh, I'm on the beach. Great.
Absolutely.
Now, I hear you have some great options for couples, but we're going to take a little bit of a break. If you keep watching SoFlo Health, we'll be right back with Kevin, and we'll talk about what you can do to celebrate your Valentine's that you might have missed, or just whatever couple situation you're in. Marcos, thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here, Hunter. Thank you for having me.
Of course, and we're talking about retirement, hopefully that nest egg that you've built over time, or maybe you're just getting started. What do people get wrong about retirement?
Without a doubt, I think the easiest thing to point to that people don't appreciate and get wrong is the fact that they need to start big or not start at all. So I think it's important, especially if you're young, you just establish a good behavior, you get going, you get accumulating, and you get educated. To throw money, especially as you've seen in the last kind of few months and years, at the hottest thing isn't necessarily the most productive thing. But I think doing yourself a favor and reading in parallel as you're getting started with investing, for example, is probably the best thing someone can do.
Yeah, and actually talking about recent investment, we've gone through this unbelievable high, and then we started to have the reality come in, and some people are questioning what's going on in the market. What do you do when the market's up, when it's down? How do people know what to do?
So establishing some type of policy or framework or plan usually gives you the best chance at operating in a measured fashion when things don't feel so measured.
Well, that's the financial aspect of retirement. Is there anything else besides the finance in it?
Yeah, I think that's the part that obviously goes unseen because it's the least obvious, Hunter, which is there's obvious financial aspects to retiring and making work optional, because how do you replace a paycheck without having some level of nest egg or whatever you want to use? So what I tell people, Hunter, is obviously there's financial aspects of retirement, but there's the non-financial ones. The best thing to look at to be able to get kind of an acute representation of what's going to make you and really every other human happy is looking at the Harvard study of adult development. 1938, they started this study. It's now been going on over 80 years. And what they found, and again, I'll leave for your viewers to look at all the details, the number one determinant of health and happiness as you're getting older is the quality of your relationships. Don't just think 401k when you're thinking retirement, think relationships, think community, think your family, and think your friends. Because without that, according to these, what I would imagine relatively intelligent doctors at Harvard, you're not going to be as fulfilled as you think you might be just because you have the biggest portfolio on your block.
Excellent. And if people would like to learn more and start preparing for retirement or just ask questions, how can they?
You can find us on eventsy.com. We're a wealth management firm here in Coral Gables, and we're always happy to answer questions.
Marcos, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it, Hunter.
Of course. Stay close. More from the Standard Spa, what to do if you're injured in an accident, and a way to improve your sexual health are right here when SoFlo Health returns.
Focusing on you. Innovations in modern medicine. From your team of experts at UHealth, the University of Miami Health System.
Obesity rates rose during the pandemic, putting Americans' health at risk, says Dr. Nestor de la Cruz Munoz, director of bariatric surgery at UHealth.
About 2/3 of adults are obese, and about 10% are severely obese or morbidly obese.
He says weight loss surgery, such as gastric sleeve or gastric bypass, is proving to help patients who can't lose weight with diet and exercise alone.
It changes some of that physiology, changes the hormone levels and the metabolism.
Not only do bariatric patients lose weight after surgery, but they also greatly reduce their risk of chronic illnesses such as diabetes, heart disease, and sleep apnea.
The deaths due to diabetes go down 92%. The deaths due to heart attacks and strokes goes down about 60%.
Most recently, the American Academy of Pediatrics recognized the long-term benefits of bariatric surgery in children battling obesity.
They said that the watchful waiting that they've been doing to see if the kids would get better over time just wasn't working.
UHealth's award-winning bariatric program offers patients better outcomes and a brighter future.
Take advantage of the motivation, take advantage of the new year, and learn about it and find out if it's for you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we are enjoying this beautiful weather at the Standard Spa Miami Beach. And earlier, we were talking about staycationing, what you can do while you're here, and why it's just a good idea to take a break every once in a while. And in our conversation with Kevin from the Standard, we were about to get into the subject matter of romantic getaways. After all, Valentine's Day was just last week, and maybe February the 14th isn't when you wanted to celebrate, or you couldn't, or you're busy, you're just stressed out about it, and you want to do it another time. Well, we're going to talk about the options that they have here and a few other things that you might not have heard of before. So let's listen back in to our conversation with Kevin. I'm back with Kevin, and earlier we were talking about staycationing, what makes the Standard Spa different from other standards as well as other hotels in the area. Now, when it comes to couples, we just missed Valentine's Day for our show here, and maybe a lot of other people missed Valentine's Day because they're busy or they're stressed out or they just wanted to celebrate on their own time and not have to meet the pressure of February 14th. What do you have available for couples?
For couples, we have a lot of unique offerings. Sure, of course, we have couples massages, but we like to go a step further. You can even come with your partner and get your astrological chart read together, to confirm your compatibility. As you walk around the property, you sort of feel the romance in itself, and then we just add to that.
Great. And of course, if you're into health and wellness, you're watching SoFlo Health and you're looking for some ideas to do as a healthy couple, you are a wellness hotel and you look to serve that need as well.
Absolutely. We focus, of course, on the wellness aspect up at our spa by different services that we have, but we bring it down everywhere to, the drinks that we offer, integrating Vito and having it in our mini bar, just to always add those little touches. Very tongue-in-cheek again. Even in our gift shop, there's some playful items that you can purchase, take it back to your hotel room, and the rest is up to you.
Well, that's good to hear. And you mentioned Vito. We actually had an opportunity to speak with Andres of Vito, and he has an interesting product to, let's say, kick up the intimacy if you're looking to do that.
Yes, definitely the mild way of saying that. Yeah.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Let's listen into the conversation that I had with Andres about Vito. This is Andres of Vito. Thank you for spending some time with us today.
Thank you, Hunter. No, super excited to be here and tell you guys a little bit more about Vito.
Yeah, and speaking of which, what is Vito?
So Beto is essentially, it's a dietary supplement functional beverage shot to support your sexual health and libido and your overall wellness. So we formulated one for her and one for him.
There is a lot of stigma around similar products that people would lump this in with, gas station pills, things like that.
Yeah.
So what should someone expect when they try this?
What we want to do is destigmatize the sexual health space and make sexual health approachable to everyone and accessible to everyone in a social way. Not behind closed doors, but perhaps you can share it with friends, with your partner. You can make drinks, cocktails, mocktails out of it. And I mean, it's not a quick fix. Like general health in general is not a quick fix, right? You got to take care of it over time, and it will be great over time. So our product is meant to be sort of taken over the course of a couple of weeks to give the best effects. However, there are also sort of more immediate effects as well.
Sure.
So you can expect, because of amino acids, to get the blood flowing, results 30 to 60 minutes is sort of the time frame we recommend people taking it before intimacy,
right?
Or to de-stress or relax or improve your mood,
Right. Intimacy is something that's led by the parasympathetic nervous system, and if you're constantly stressed out and wired, then that's not going to help you either. So you don't necessarily want a stimulant. You want something to actually calm somebody down so that they can enjoy themselves and enjoy properly.
Exactly, you're right on, Hunter. And I think one of the main reasons people don't have sex today is because of stress. So essentially, we're tackling stress head on with added benefits through the number of ingredients that we have.
And we're at the Standard today. Tell me about your partnership with them.
So the Standard is a partner of us. We're super excited to be a part of this. We've been working with them for about 6 months. So we've been offering Beto at the cafe here. So selling single bottles for a few months, and then recently we entered into the hotel room mini bars, which I think is another great spot to have these types of products, right?
Certainly.
So you're on vacation, you're sort of looking to relax, become intimate, or just have fun, and you're open to try new things, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a great opportunity that we're super excited to continue working with.
Great. If people would like to learn more about Beto, how can they?
So you can find us on our website. It's beto.com. We also are present on all social media, obviously. Also, it's .beto on Instagram and on TikTok.
And of course, you're here at the Standard.
Of course, we're here at the Standard as well. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I like that you're destigmatizing something that everyone should be taking part in.
No, I appreciate your time, Hunter, and I can't wait to give you some samples and see what you say.
Well, thank you so much. I'm in Tropical Park for a bit of a different discussion. Usually here on SoFlo Health, when we're talking about your health, or accidents in this case, we're talking about what to do to take care of your health. But what about the legal aspect of that? Well, that's why I'm here to talk with Mitch of Panther in San Pedro. Mitch, good to see you.
Pleasure to be seen.
So tell me, when I get in an accident, or anybody gets in an accident, and I mean auto accident, I fall off my bike, I trip over a stairwell, what do I do legally?
Well, there's several different components of it when you're involved in an accident. So the first thing is if there's a police or if there's a manager, if you're in a store or if there's an auto accident, get a report, have it written down. Document it, get a photograph, video, find out who the witnesses are, but then your health is important. It's important for you to get medical care and treatment. Usually when you're in an accident, your adrenaline's running and you don't have the immediate pain and issues, but you will have that the next day. So get to a doctor, go to an emergency room, go to your physician, bring a spouse, bring a friend, bring somebody that can document it, that can remind you, hey, this is what we said, this is what the doctor said, this is the medication I should take, this is the care and treatment.
Yeah, and I imagine that having legal counsel is also important because you might not think there's anything you can do, but at least by talking to somebody, you can find out if there's action that can be taken.
We are able, as attorneys and members of the community, we're active in the community and know a lot of different medical providers, to help you through the system, to get you to the right doctors, the right treatment, the right tests. That'll help you, number one, physically, number two, emotionally, number three, for any lawsuit or potential claim you've got.
And if people would like to learn more about, maybe somebody's going through an accident right now and they want to learn some more, how can they?
Well, we have a section in our website, pantherlaw.com, it's called Frequently Asked Questions, or more importantly, importantly, give us a call at pantherlaw.com is the email, or 305-662-6178 is our phone. Ask to speak to me, Mitch. We're happy to help you out. Consult with an attorney. Talk to an attorney before you do anything, especially before you speak to an insurance agent or a defense side.
Well, Mitch, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Of course. Still ahead, the effects of dehydration versus proper hydration and a clinic using a popular anesthetic to improve mental health are after the break on SoFlo Health. We talk about being hydrated all the time, and we know it's important to stay hydrated. But what happens if you're dehydrated? Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie at one of the many places to sit back, relax, and just kick it at the Standard Spa Miami Beach. And as I just said, we talk about hydrating a lot, but the effects of dehydration, what actually happens? Here's what happens. The human body is comprised of around 60% water. It's commonly recommended you drink 8 8-ounce glasses of water per day. Although there's little science behind this specific rule, so some people might question the importance of hydration. But don't worry, science has come through. Here are 7 evidence-based health benefits of drinking plenty of water. You'll get tired. If you don't stay hydrated, your physical performance can suffer. Dehydration can have a noticeable effect if you lose as little as 2% of your body's water content. And you can lose a lot more than that on a hot day or when you're working out. This can lead to altered body temperature control, reduced motivation, and increased fatigue. It can also make exercise feel much more difficult, both physically and mentally. However, optimal hydration has been shown to prevent this from happening, and it may even reduce the oxidative stress that occurs during high-intensity exercise. This isn't surprising when you consider that muscle is about 80% water. You're going to get brain fog and irritable. Your brain is strongly influenced by your hydration status. Studies show that even mild dehydration, such as a loss of 1 to 3% of body weight, can impair many aspects of brain function. In a study, researchers found that fluid loss of 1.4% after exercise or during high heat impaired both mood and concentration. It also increased the frequency of headaches, feelings of anxiety, and fatigue. Feeling anxious at the beach? Maybe have a glass of water and see if you feel better. Speaking of headaches, research has shown that a headache is one of the most common symptoms of dehydration. What's more, some studies have shown that drinking water can help relieve headaches in those who experience frequent headaches. And guess what else water can help you with? Constipation. That's right, science has shown that drinking plenty of water may help prevent and relieve constipation, especially in people who generally don't drink enough water. Go figure. There is even some evidence that drinking enough water might help decrease the risk of forming kidney stones. Feeling a little woozy after celebration? You should have had water between each cocktail. Although dehydration isn't the main cause of hangovers, it can cause symptoms like thirst, fatigue, headache, and dry mouth. And finally, if you're trying to lose weight, water is your best friend. A 2013 study in 50 young women who were overweight demonstrated that drinking an additional 17 ounces of water 3 times per day before meals for 8 weeks led to significant reductions in body weight and body fat compared with their pre-study measurements. Drinking enough water is probably the easiest and most effective thing we can do every day to improve our health, so get yourself a glass and keep watching SoFlo Health.
We're back at MyCare Medical, this time with James Dubray, Vice President of Sales and Marketing. James, tell me about 2022. How did it treat you?
Oh, 2022 was fantastic. We served a record number of patients in our clinics. We were able to overcome the pandemic and actually start to see patients back in the clinic instead of on the telephone. We actually went out into the community and we helped feed some people who were suffering from food insecurity. We launched a couple of new services, including care management. Last but not least, we actually launched into another state. So now we're in Texas as well as in Florida.
Healthcare is a pretty crowded marketplace. How does MyCare Medical stand up above the rest?
When you come into our clinic, every associate is charged with trying to make sure you have a pleasant experience, one that reminds you that you're in a place that cares and connects with you. In addition to that, our doctors do 3 things very well. They get to talk to you and meet with you as a person. They actually find out why you're here from a health need, and then they take that knowledge of what they learned from what motivates you as a person and your healthcare needs, and they build a customized care plan. What we've done on top of that is we've added now what we call a patient concierge team, and that patient concierge team takes care of you from the moment you become a patient of ours until the moment you see your doctor.
James, how can people find out more?
Oh, sure. They can visit our website, mycaremedicalgroup.com. There you'll also find a live chat, and you'll have phone numbers that you can call us on. So please visit us, ask us questions. We're happy to help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm on my way to Ketamine Clinic of South Florida to learn about an innovative new way to treat depression and other maladies. Now, let's go meet Sonia and her associates to find out what the heck ketamine is and how it's helping others. As promised, this is Sonia. Sonia, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. The first thing we want to know is, what the heck is ketamine?
Ketamine traditionally is an anesthetic. We've used it for many, many years, even since the Vietnam War it's been used. And it's different though as an anesthetic because normal anesthesia makes people go to sleep. The brain and body goes to sleep and relaxes. Ketamine is different in that it keeps your brain awake and your body awake.
So what is the goal here at the clinic?
Our goal is to really get to the root cause of why people are suffering. You know, when people come to us, they've tried medications, they've tried therapies, and they're still struggling, and the medications are just the end result of rebalancing the neurotransmitters, but they were imbalanced because of something else. Right. And that's what ketamine really helps to get to the root cause of.
Some of the clinics, unfortunately, they take the addiction model, which South Florida is known for, okay, that they're in and out, they just do the ketamine, they give a little quick counseling, boom, they're done. We do group therapy as long as they want to come, no charge. Also, the counseling, the integration counseling for 2 hours they get is included. We want to make sure they get well.
I am not under the effects of ketamine right now. However, I am hooked up quite a bit here. And what does this have to do with the process?
So we have all of our patients on monitors, and that's really for safety. The blood pressure is going to go up, the heart rate's going to go up, and just really making sure, just as a safety profile, that patients feel comfortable and safe going into that vulnerable space and really healing, knowing that they're being monitored. You know, we aren't going in and out of the room. You know, you do have your privacy, and we have a camera always monitoring you.
And if people would like to learn more, how can they?
Oh, definitely. Just give us a call, go to our website. We are always on standby with patient coordinators to answer any questions that you might have.
Well, Sonia, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we're wrapping up our episode at the Standard Spa, Miami Beach. We've learned a lot today about staycationing, about general health, and of course sexual health, and it's all good things that we should know. So thank you for joining us in this episode. Thank you to the people of the Standard for having us here today. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. And although we're wrapping up our time here today, I'm not wrapping up my time because we're actually going to be on a bit of a hiatus. So I won't see you next week or the week after that, but we'll be right back here March 12th for more healthy information and infotainment just for you. So until then, it's goodbye and good health.